Hello and welcome back to another Ashes of Creation video. In today's video we're going to be going over the latest Ashes of Creation update. For those of you that are new to my update videos, I condense the most important and newest information from hour to 2 long hour update videos released by the Ashes of Creation team. I also disregard things which have already been said or which are not relevant to the update itself. I'll be going over the reminders, the studio update, the design update, the character art update, and the environment art update. I will not be going over the Q&A because I cannot condense that information any more than it is in the original. So if you want to watch that, you can find it in the original update video. So getting started with reminders. The monthly cosmetic swap over is scheduled for June 9th, so if you want to grab the current cosmetic items, you only have a few days to do so. They will also be releasing an FAQ in regards to the Alpha 1 pre-order questions. In regards to the content creator program, due to the high level of applications, responses are delayed because they're having to hire someone just to go through all of the responses. For those of you that want to learn more about this program, you can find my video explaining it in the description of this video. Moving on to the studio update, as usual, the studio is still hiring. If anyone's interested in working with Ashes of Creation, they can apply on the website. They are hoping to move back into their studio sometime in mid-June. This month they had their weekend-long test and ended the verbal NDA agreement in regards to it so that people could talk about their experience with the test. Finally, Jeffrey Bard is leaving the Ashes of Creation team. He was one of the first senior members on the Ashes of Creation team and will be missed by the community as a whole. Moving on to the design update, Stephen commented that both Warren's offensive siege engines and defensive siege engines will all be potentially repaired, as well as destroyed. However, this feature will not be present in Alpha. With regards to performance and optimization, huge amounts of progress have been made, as seen in the latest test video. Their most recent problem is ghosted AIs, which have no actual purpose in the world but are being generated by the command system, so they have begun working on them so that they are not present in future versions of the game. You can also find the current required specs for the game on the support page on their website. There are also some visual updates with regard to the abilities, as well as a complete ability overhaul in some of the ability trees. At the moment, the class levels are capped at 15. This will of course increase as future versions of the game are tested and released. The engineering team is currently streamlining and refining the build updates process so that changes and updates to the game can be implemented faster and to a higher quality. Starting in July, the new focus for the team will be moving on to the next alpha release. This will include running nodes and the political systems within, as well as quest lines and player feedback from testing. Moving on to the environment art update, we got to see some new concept art pieces that were showcased, including some creatures, some of the rainforest biome, as well as some of the ruins players can explore. We also got to see some screenshots of Adunia Crypt dungeons that players will be able to explore and adventure through once the alpha versions of the game were released. We also got to see some new player freehold decorations, including rugs, chests of drawers and baths, which as we all know will be providing essential passive buffs in the game. Moving on to the character art update, we got to see a Kalar crown, which will be a control point to capture castles with, and will be granted as a skin to the player that owns a castle. We also got to see some of the new hairstyles available to characters, which range from dreadlocks to Nordic braids. This is something I personally was very pleased about from an immersion perspective. We then also got to see some of the new light armor gear that will be available to players and some NPCs. There you go, that is absolutely everything that I think was important or significant from the latest Ashes of Creation dev team update. As I said before, I won't be going over the Q&A, so if you'd like to see that, you can go find it in the original video. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Have an amazing day, and thank you.